made it to the second video of the day. Now, I'm sure that section one wasn't that difficult. And I hope that you don't feel that I insulted your intelligence by talking you through it. But I want to give you a general idea of how most of my lessons will be. I like to have short and concise moments with the student to just allow you the chance to see and to hear what needs to be done. Okay. Now, what's the game plan for this second objective? I have a slideshow presentation that I plan on showing you. But today, we will not review the full slideshow. No, no, no. We will only review the first 10 rules. Okay. We will only review the first 10 rules. Now, what I need for you to do is to pay attention, take a few notes, and remember at least two of the safety items. My only rule is that the two items you choose to review are not in sequential order. So if you choose to memorize rule number one, do not choose number two. Choose maybe rule number four. Or if you choose to memorize rule number six, don't choose rule number seven. Maybe choose rule number 9. Are you ready? Let's go. Career and techno education safety rules. Rule number 1. When unplugging electrical equipment, you should not pull on the cord. Now, the reason you don't want to do this is because by pulling on the cord, you sometimes don't allow for the current to complete itself, causing sparks. I have done this in the past sometimes when trying to get to my iPhone really quickly or unplug my phone from the charger. I snatch it from the wall. That's not safe. Not safe at all. When you're dealing with the equipment at the school or even your own personal equipment, remember that it's safer to just get a little closer, get it out the wall. Okay? Safety first. Rule number 2. Electrical cords that are stretched across the aisle or the floor create a hazard. This could be a tripping hazard, or it could affect rule number 1, snatching the plug from the wall. These are things we won't want to do. We do not want to create an electrical short circuit. We also do not want to injure ourselves by tripping over the cord. Rule number 3. Food and beverages are considered a hazard around electrical equipment. We all understand that water and electricity don't mix. But what about food? Well, little crumbs get into little spaces and create big problems. In order to avoid this, we consider food and beverages around electrical equipment to be a hazard. Do you know what a hazard is?
A hazard is anything that can cause us harm. Hazards come in all shapes and sizes. And no matter where we work, they could be lurking around the corner or right there in plain sight. Knowing how to spot a hazard and when to tell someone about them is important. Once the person in charge knows about a hazard, they can put processes in place so they're less likely to hurt us.
Well, now you do. Rule number 4. If equipment is plugged in and running, you should not remove the cover to repair it. So, if you need to repair something that has electricity running into it, please unplug it first. Now, in these cases, there shouldn't be anything you need to work on or repair, so don't worry about that as much in the lab. The thing I need you to do is to not try to touch anything or any electrical component while the machinery is plugged in. Okay? We do not want you to shock yourselves. We do not want you to injure yourselves. After all, it's safety. Rule number 5. Plugging in too many extension cords into one outlet can cause an electrical overload. Are you guilty of this? I am. I'll tell you a story about me my first year in college. I had a area where I had my video game plugged in, good old PlayStation 3. I had my mini fridge plugged in. I had my laptop charging, had my phone on charger, and it got a little hot in the room. And everybody knows what you do when you get hot in the room. You turn your fan on. And I took my fan, and I looked at that plug, at that stitching cord. And there I was, sitting in a pitch black room, confused about what had happened. Luckily for me, that particular circuit was on a fuse breaker. And instead of turning off all the electricity connected to it, it only short circuited that fuse, which was able to be fixed by me making a phone call to maintenance and having them flip the switch. That's a lucky break. By overloading the circuit, you put too much strain on one outlet. Please try to space out your electrical equipment across multiple outlets if you have the option, even if it means getting an extension cord and stretching it from a nearby room, okay? Do not want to overload our circuits. Rule number 6, do not use equipment with frayed cords. Have you ever done this? I have. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had damaged iPhone cords or damaged USB-A cords when I still needed to try to charge my devices. Now, under ideal circumstances, the plastic covering on your cords, such as this one, protect you. I have done things like this to try to save damaged cords, but ultimately this is not safe. Okay? The safest thing to do is to only use cords that are not worn and in good condition. Why is this, you may ask? Electricity is dangerous, and we do not want you to shock yourself using active electricity through non-safe means and metrics. Okay? Now, there is a thing called electrical tape, and you can try to rewrap it to protect yourself from the cords, but ideally, you only want to use cords that still have their protective coating on them. Okay? So if you see a cord that's damaged, please let someone know so that we may replace it in order to keep you safe. Rule number 7, sticking a pencil or pen into a drive does affect the drive. Now, you all are high school students. I do not expect this rule to be needed to be told to any of you. However, you would be surprised at the amount of people who've taken pens or pencils and out of boredom stuck them into the computer drive, damaging the computer in a way that really makes no sense.
It make no sense, it make no sense, no, it make no sense.
Let's use our minds. Okay? If you find yourself so bored, so inclined that you need something to do, come talk to me. Okay? We'll find something for you to do. But what you don't need to do is take a pencil or a pen and stick it into a disk drive. Why not, you ask? Because it affects the drive. Could damage the computer to an unrepairable status. And that's not what we want, is it? Not at all.
It make no sense, it make no sense, no, it make no sense.
Rule number 8, you cannot clean the monitor with any kind of cloth. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, I guess. Have you ever tried to clean a mirror with something other than Windex? Maybe a napkin? Did it end up with streaks? Screens are best cleaned with microfiber cloths. If you do not have a microfiber cloth available, come to me. I'll go get one. Okay? We don't want you using your shirt to clean the screens. We don't want you using napkins to clean the screens. We don't want you using towels to clean the screens unless there are the specific towels that I spoke of earlier. Okay? This is delicate equipment, and we want to treat it as such. We are hoping that each of the classes are able to use the computer lab effectively, and it's up to you to keep the equipment running well and to keep yourself safe. Rule number 9. If you smell smoke coming from any of the equipment, you should contact your teacher immediately. One thing I learned, where there is smoke, there is fire. Okay? We do not want to play with fire. We don't want any of you hurt. We don't want to burn the school down. If you smell any smoke, tell your teacher immediately. It's the safest thing to do. Rule number 10. Never lay objects on top of the computer because the air vents may be blocked and cause the computer to overheat. Never lay any objects on top of the computer because the air vents may be blocked and cause the computer to overheat. Okay? Pretty self-explanatory. I think so too. Give the computer a chance to breathe. Okay? Airflow is generated through the fans that you may or may not hear. But the goal of that is to keep the equipment running and cool and able to continue to be used by you and your peers. Okay? Do not cover the equipment with anything. You don't want to block the air filters. We don't want the computer overheat. Well, we've made it through our 10 rules. Did you remember to take notes? I hope so. I hope so for 2 specific reasons. 1, I need you to pull out a sheet of paper and write down 2 of the 10 safety rules that you learned today. This will be your exit slip for today's class. After you write those 2 rules down, please give me 2 to 3 sentences about why that rule is important or a time in your life where you've used that rule. Okay? Remember, safety is important, and on next class period, we will be preparing for our safety tests. In order to take a CTE class, you must pass the safety test. Okay? Keep these 10 rules in mind, and we'll be looking forward to using them in the future.
It make no sense, yeah. It make no sense, no, it make no sense.